online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your host, Abbott and Bonnie.
.607 Get Up and Go Show. Good morning. Can you tell I'm in a good mood?
I can really tell.
Did I just blow your eardrums out or what?
Yes, now my ears are going to be ringing all morning long.
I have to say, we have a packed show today.
What?
The theme of the show today is going to be pens.
Pens.
Yes, pens.
That's good because I'm kind of in a pensive mood.
No, not that kind of pens. I'm talking pens that you write with. That's the theme of this morning's show. Now, the reason you probably ask why, well, before I go any further, I have to say good morning to Phil. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing.
You sound like you're doing good, I
am
say.
doing fantabulous. Fredo, good morning, Fredo.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Let me get Bentley in here. Bentley, good morning, Bentley.
You rang, sir?
Yes, good morning, young man. How are you?
Very well, sir. Good morning, Miss Bonnie.
Good morning, Bentley.
I have a little gift for you, Bentley.
Yes.
I'm going to grace you with a handful of pens this morning. How's that?
You are more than generous, sir.
Thank you. So, like I was saying before, Bonnie, the theme for this morning's show is pens, as in ink pens, pens that you write with. Because to your right, my left, I have brought in as print. Leave it right there because it's on camera so people can see.
Oh, you have it just
Yeah, I have it just right.
I was going to bring it in a little further so they could
I have it just right.
get a view of all of that.
So people can see on the counter is a box of pens that have come in from the home. These pens belong to my wife. Now, this is just a small little
oh boy, here we go.
of pens.
Wow.
This is what I live with. Pens.
So this is just
pens and more pens.
It's only like one drawer of pens, and Rachel has her own drawer.
This
There's
is a
like a
quarter
whole
of a
other
drawer.
drawer at home.
This is a quarter of a drawer.
Why is she so infatuated by
I don't
pens?
know.
I mean, they're pretty and everything, and you know, it's nice to have a pen once in a while when you need one.
I've labeled the box
or
accordingly. It says
two or
Rachel's
three.
pens.
I see that. Yeah, I saw that on the video.
It's on camera for all of our Facebook friends to listen to and watch.
Well, now Bentley will have plenty of pens to write down the order
Yes.
when we place our order.
It won't run out. I see, Bonnie, you've already indulged and you've dipped into
yeah.
the box of pens.
But you know what? I bet these will be gone. You know, I leave these in this corner, and you know, I don't have a beef with people if they take them, but they do go walking out of here like all of a sudden these pens get legs,
yes.
and they go walking, and then I can't find a pen in the morning.
Bonnie, have you ever seen, or Phil, or Bentley, or Fredo, any of you, have you ever seen pens in that mass amount in a box?
I'm taking the fifth on that.
Wow.
You could like go swimming in these pens.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
go swimming in pens.
You know, here's the thing. I think we should run a contest and have people call in and guess how many pens are in the box.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Did you do a count?
No.
Oh.
I thought you did a count. Did your homework here.
No, hold on. Bentley, come here a minute.
You rang, sir?
Yes. Bentley, would you do me a favor? I need you to count how many pens are in this box after the show.
I don't think Bentley is too pen-fused.
Yeah.
Pen-thused.
Yeah. Bentley, can you take care of that for me?
I am not amused by that joke, Miss Bonnie.
Well, Bentley, can you count the amount of pens in the box after the program today?
It would be my pleasure, sir. Anything else I may assist you with?
No, Bentley, thank you. Go back to your room and wait for us to summon you with the bell once again. So anyway, I just came up with a great idea. Hey, Fredo, can you use one of these pens as a baton to lead the band?
Oh,
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
All right. I'll have Miss Bonnie run one over to you here shortly. Okay.
Yeah. I like this,
Look at Bonnie found another one she likes.
I think he should lead the band with this kind of bright orange one.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one comes from RSG Roofing Supply Group.
Okay.
I think. And
We
then,
should read them. That like free advertisement. Send us your pin. We'll read your pin on the air.
and
Yeah. But here's something that really disturbs me. There's a Stuart M. address pen in the box of pens, and that kind of freaks me out a little bit, and I'll tell you why. I mean, Stuart M. address has a fantastic show on WPSL, and I think it's simulcast here.
yes.
But what I want to know is why my wife has his pen in her
Well, maybe
box.
you brought that one home. To be fair,
No, I didn't bring it home.
no, you didn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
I've never
All
been
right.
to the man's office before.
Particularly, he's wondering about Rachel with it because I think
Yeah.
he's a divorce attorney.
Yeah, see, that's something that really bothers me.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. But Evan, I still think you should get her a nice pen,
No.
and then
not
she won't
happening.
take the other pens because
No.
she has a nice pen.
No, it's not happening.
It's okay.
You
It's
know,
not happening.
Phil and I off air were talking about you getting her that $100 pen.
No.
but
she's
Yeah,
already
cross
blatant.
pen.
She has already blatantly told me, do not buy me an expensive pen because I do not know if I will like the way it writes.
well, do you think she
Save your money.
would she like it maybe if it writes in gold? Some gold writing?
No.
Writes
No.
in gold.
See, pens write in a certain texture, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Okay. Some pens write smoother than others. I don't know if you've ever noticed that.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's why cross pens are awesome.
I mean, you should grab 5 pens out of that box
man.
and write your name on a piece of paper with 5 different pens,
Yeah.
and you'll notice the texture. Here, I'll give you have a piece of paper over there?
Oh, we're
yeah.
gonna test the pen.
Yeah, write your name. Write your name 5 different times.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this one's too hard. It's it doesn't flow. It's making my hand do the work.
Make up your own joke with that.
All right. How's that one?
No, I can see why Rachel wouldn't quite,
Right?
because you
Okay.
feel
Now
like
go ahead. Do the
your
next
hand's
one.
sliding down that one.
Okay.
Oh, that one's even harder to write with. Some of these must have been sitting there for centuries because I'm working very hard just to get out the ink on
Right.
that one.
Okay.
But it made my name quite swelterly.
Right. Yeah. See,
And-
there you go.
Yeah.
There's another one. Do that one.
awesome.
This is probably the best one I've written with right
Okay,
here yet.
so
So
see,
maybe
you-
that's a
So see,
keeper.
that's a crapshoot because you got
Yeah.
1 out of 5 that you
That's true.
like.
Yeah.
So what are the odds that I go spend $100 on a cross pen
Wow.
that she's going to like it or not?
Oh,
Think
well,
about that.
I wonder if there's a pen that would, like, okay.
By the way, now you've touched those, you can't put them back because
Oh.
of coronavirus.
That's right. So I'm not going to touch any more of
Yeah.
these.
So anything you touch is yours.
Just think if
Remember when you were a child, your
Yeah.
parents used to tell you go to the store, if you touch it, you got to buy it,
oh, I know.
right? So you
Nah, I
touched
never
it,
got
so now it's
that.
yours.
Yeah. If you break it, you got to buy it too.
That's right.
But you know this little doodad where it makes the pen. Oh, Phil, you know what I
Doodad.
noticed?
That's a doodad.
You know what I've noticed
It's a
too?
scientific term.
Who's the OCD one in your family? Because Phil, I noticed that all of these pens in this box
Yeah.
Yeah.
are where you have to do the doodad to bring up the pen. How do I
The
describe it?
doodad,
The doodad in the back.
the clicker.
The clicker, yeah. And
Yeah, well, most pens are like that.
none of the pens are sticking out for you. Every one you grab, you got to do the clicker.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they all have been put inside their clicker.
Yes. They've all been
Oh, okay.
retracted.
Yeah.
You know, they
that's-
actually remember when everybody was doing those stupid spinners. You know, it was the what were they called, fidgets?
Yeah,
fidget-
the
They're
fidget
called-
spinners.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fidget spinners. They actually had a cube one that
Mhm.
came out that had like a little roller ball on it, had the clicker like a pen, a little thing that you would turn like dials on it. It was nuts. It was I
Yeah.
was clicking that one all
We
the
got
time.
we
though.
got a bunch of people tuning in this morning. Teresa Murray, good morning. Michael Cooperman, Matt Nelson. I'm sure that our friend in Connecticut is going to be joining us very shortly. If you would like to take a stab at how many pens are in this box next to us, and you're
gonna get
watching,
stabbed with those ink pens
I
when you
know.
get home.
I'm telling you, at this point, I don't care. I really don't care.
Evan, do you know how many
I'm
pens
so
are
glad
in
these
there?
are out of my house. You have no idea how happy this makes me that these pens are here in the studio.
But does that make Rachel happy? Are these misfit pens of Rachel's?
She gave these
Misfit
to me.
pins.
She said, "Here, you can have these."
They must be all of the misfits then.
So they've been sitting under my desk for months, and I've been looking for a place to bring them,
Wow.
to rehome them, and I've rehomed them here in the studios.
So is she like one to be writing all the time? Do you often see her scribbling at the table? Or...
I don't know. She has her own office.
Okay.
I only go in there when
yeah.
I need something.
You should go in there and see how many pins are sitting in there.
Or
I have. I've
in-
opened the drawer.
Uh,
Trust me, it's scary.
just go in there when you need a pen.
Yeah,
Say, I need one.
yeah. We'll play
Wow.
the Toy Story story. You've got a pen in me.
Oh, jeez.
You know, there's enough of these that you could take and write these all around the world. If
I mean,
you
I
had
could take
all
these
around
and
the world.
I could take
paper
these
to
and
scribble
just
on.
dump them out the front door and just leave them in the hallway and see what would happen.
Or here's an idea: you could make a profit and sell these at a garage sale for $1 a pen.
Or you know what I could do? I could go upstairs to the answering service that's in our building, knock on their door, and run away and leave the box of pens right there and see what they do.
They might.
Drop them back in front of the station.
Right?
We don't want this.
Remember as kids we used to play Ding Dong Ditch?
Yeah.
Right. So that'd be a pen version of Ding Dong Ditch.
Yeah.
And you know who else I could give them to? I could give this whole box of pens to Brian Bosio. I'm sure he could find good use. Cops love pens. They always need pens.
Yeah, they always got to have one handy, don't
Right,
they?
but cops have those fancy pens.
Yeah.
They have those cross pens.
Yeah.
they gotta
those
look
are
all
the best
official.
pens,
They-
Evan.
Don't they
I'm
have
not
it
bashing police.
hanging
Don't
on their
get me
shirt
wrong.
right by their badge or something?
Yeah, well,
right
they,
on that
the
pocket
cop
badge.
shirt, they have that special pocket. It's actually got a hole in it.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like the flap is over, but it's not.
Yeah.
I asked Evan yesterday if Rachel ever gets the smelly pens, Phil. You know, when you write, like
Pens that
you can
stink.
smell watermelon, maybe, or apples.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The fragrance scent ones.
Yeah.
Those
That's
are,
okay. I have a pencil fetish, so I like
Excuse
pencils.
me? Bonnie, hang these on that little microphone there if you would.
But not like that though. I don't have that many pencils though.
I always hated
Let me
pencils.
know if that's in your way, Bonnie. All right.
That's
I
okay.
just wanted to get better
No, that's
viewership for the camera there.
I hated the pencils when that little eraser would get down to the rim
Nub.
on that pencil.
Yeah,
And
that does suck. I
That's
will
just
admit,
like
yeah.
scribbling your fingernails across that chalkboard for me.
So now that we've killed 20 minutes talking about pens, we beat the record from the other show the other day.
Well, I can see that Marconi Award right now for the discussion of pens.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you'd like to guess how many pens are in this godforsaken box, give us a call at 220-9788. If you're watching, if you're listening,
23, 24, 25,
Bentley, how many do you think
26.
are in there, Bentley?
27. Okay, 27 so far, sir.
Okay, well, you just keep imagining, Bentley. And Bentley, please do not speak into the microphone until you are officially summoned. Do you understand that?
And we need the Rain Man to come in and count to tell us how
I had to
many
put
pens.
Bentley in
so
his
we don't
Rain
even
Man?
have to count them.
I have to put Bentley in his
No.
place.
Yeah.
The Rain Man.
He could probably look at this box and just right away give us the number of
You know how they
pens.
make machines that count money? You put the
Yeah.
money in the dollar bills and it
Oh, yeah.
it makes this noise like that,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Do that again.
All right.
That was cool.
He does that pretty
soothing.
well.
There's something soothing about
Isn't
that. When you
there?
do
Thank you.
that.
There is. That's a soothing one too.
Thank you.
I love it. It's good.
So anyway, no, I'm not Michael Winslow. I don't make homemade sound effects with my mouth.
Michael Winslow reference. Oh, God.
But they should make something that you could put all the pens in and they count how many pens, there are when you have a massive amount
Yeah.
like this. But I don't think they'd make a machine big enough to count the amount of pens that are in my house.
Ooh, that reminds me. Yesterday at Publix, I went to the self-serve cash out.
Yeah.
I nearly had a cow, man.
Wait a minute. Hold it.
Because-
Stop.
What?
Publix
you had
has a
cow?
self. Wait a minute. Hold it. Let's back up. The fact that Bonnie had a cow is another story. But before that, I did not know Publix has a self-serve checkout.
They do
Oh
now.
yeah.
When?
Yeah, just recently.
When did this start?
Well, you've been
it's in a
ordering.
testing phase right now.
And just recently they've
Where?
come along. This one was on PSL Boulevard, but they've had them in numerous places
Wait a minute.
for a while.
Publix on Port St. Lucie Boulevard. The only one that I know of is at Darwin Square.
Yeah, this one is in Rivergate Plaza.
Oh, that's right, Rivergate.
Yep.
So I'm going to go in there today. I want to check that out. That's
They
by
do.
the Chase Bank.
Yeah,
Publix
Yeah.
has a self-checkout now.
they do.
I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah, and they're good. But I was waiting for my change. I put in a 50, and I knew I was supposed to get some $22 and change, and only $2 came out.
So in the 7 o'clock hour, I want to call Publix at Rivergate. All right, we're gonna have a conversation with them about the self-checkout
Mhm.
and maybe get
there's
one of
also
their
one
managers.
in Jupiter too.
Is there really self-checkout?
There's one. What do you
Wow.
call it on US 1
Okay.
and Indiantown Road.
All right, they're competing with Walmart. I
I
guess.
don't think I saw at the one in Palm City, however, yet the self-checkout.
I wonder if we could
Not
self-check
yet.
out all these pens. 6:22. It's news time. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Masks are now mandatory for employees inside certain businesses where social distancing is not possible. Commissioners met Wednesday for nearly 4.5 hours after delaying the vote for the ordinance Friday. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
St. Lucie County is moving forward with new rules for mask wearing. A new ordinance will require all employees in certain businesses within St. Lucie County to wear a mask.
There was confusion in the original ordinance that came out last week that it was going to apply to all of the public. And I think they clarified that confusion today.
Commissioners voted 4-1 Wednesday, passing the order that will only apply to specific shops like restaurants and retail stores. There are also requirements for other businesses where social distancing is not possible.
That doesn't make any sense at all. Because if either it's a really serious problem and people's lives are in danger and everyone should have to wear a mask or not.
People we spoke to said that clarification should have been made at the beginning of the meeting, before public comments.
I am for the masks and social distancing because they've shown to work. But my concern was with the possibilities of a legal and perhaps criminal record for our citizens.
Commissioners decided if caught without a mask, violators could face a fine of up to $125. They say their main goal is to educate and get everyone to comply without the penalty. Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
St. Lucie County is closing all public beaches for the 4th of July holiday weekend to limit the spread of the deadly coronavirus. County officials said Wednesday that all beach access points on North and South Hutchinson Island, Fort Pierce Inlet State Park, and Avalon Beach will be closed Friday through Sunday. In addition, beach parking lots will be closed throughout St. Lucie County, including in Fort Pierce. WPTV's John Shaman has the details.
Would you like it toasted?
At Strawberries in Jensen Beach, the pandemic has not put a damper on summer business.
Actually, we've been doing fairly good because everybody is at the beach.
But Deborah Day and her coworkers heard the scoop Wednesday morning that the beaches in St. Lucie County would be off limits starting Friday and through this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to take a big hit probably for that. We was hoping that at least we'd stay open.
Across the plaza at Sunrise Surf Shop,
we're pretty steady right now, but 4th of July is a really big weekend.
Emily Phillips takes pride that as a local business, loyal customers will continue to come despite no beachgoers this weekend.
I really like my job. I want to meet people. I want to see people in here getting, whatever they need.
As word spread that the Sand would be shut down, families came out today to beat the heat.
I figured West Palm is closing, so it's no time before it starts closing here.
Others said the closing this weekend isn't too big a deal since they would have avoided the beach on the 4th anyway.
They started down south and just kept going, and from West Palm to Martin County, and we would have gotten everybody.
While the beaches will be closed this holiday weekend, the county says boat ramps will remain open. In St. Lucie County, John Shainman, WPTV.
And lastly, more than 6,500 new coronavirus cases bring the statewide total to almost 159,000. Another 45 fatalities, and the death toll is up to 3,550 for the state of Florida. Add former Pittsburgh Steelers coach Bill Cowher and his wife to the list of celebrities who've battled coronavirus. They actually experienced symptoms in March but didn't get tested. A month later, though, they tested positive for antibodies. Bill and his wife lost their senses of smell and taste after returning from a trip to Hawaii. After landing at Newark Airport, they spent several days in New York, and that's where he thinks he got it. Our news time, 6:27. Weather and traffic together are next.
.628 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Just on the Turnpike northbound this morning at mile marker 131 Palm City, there is some construction in that area with a couple of lanes being closed there. Otherwise, no accidents to report. There's your latest look on traffic. Stuart, we have 76. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, cool to mild temperatures and mostly clear skies with light southerly winds. This afternoon, hot and humid with near record highs. Temperatures will reach the low to mid 90s, the heat index in the low 100s, partly sunny skies and light winds out of the south-southwest. Scattered showers and a few strong storms are possible with the highest rain chances from mid-afternoon through early evening. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give us a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
.631 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Phil's here, Fredo's here, Bentley's here. The whole cast is here this morning. Want to let everybody know that today's show is sponsored by Rachel's Pens. Yeah, it's our sponsor for today's show.
Rachel's Pens.
Rachel's Pens, where you can write in all sorts of colors, shapes, sizes, and forms. Rachel's
I bet you
Pens.
there's enough ink to go around the world right there in that box.
There's more than enough ink
yeah.
to go around the world. We could all. I almost said something and slipped. I almost said there's enough ink to get us to a certain planet and back, but I stopped myself. And I'm sure in your infinite minds, both of you know what planet I could have said.
Could be a possibility that we know.
It's a planet that begins with a U. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But it's now
That's
time.
one of the best words up for a planet ever.
Yeah, definitely. It's time for viral videos. Well, there's a few viral videos that are out there this morning. One particularly that's been trending on Facebook. A Wisconsin family on a fishing trip saw a young bear swimming in the water with its head stuck inside a large plastic jug.
Sounds like a little bear tried to get his head in a honey jar.
Yeah, it was struggling to breathe because the tub was taking in water. Now, it took a couple of attempts to get in position, but they were eventually able to maneuver the boat alongside the bear so the husband could pull the jug off the bear's head. Let's listen in.
You're fishing at. Get closer. You got to get up there closer. Turn that way a little bit. We got a bear here. Poor thing's got a tub on its head. Oh, he's getting scared. Oh, trying to figure out how we're going to get this tub off
You can
his
hear
head.
the bear swimming in the
Go a
background,
little faster, Brady. You got to get in front of him.
right? It's the cutest video.
And they're not giving up. They're not giving
No.
up on getting that bear or getting the jug off its head.
Oh, Brady, slow down. Oh,
I had to be like that.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
slipped out of his hands.
Yeah.
He's going around. He's circling around.
And I think she's
Just
afraid.
a baby bear here.
She's afraid he's going to get in the boat with them, though,
Yeah.
too.
But he's determined.
Circle around, Brady. Circle around quick. Brady, just get around him.
There they
Back
go.
on the other side of him.
Going in for round
You almost
two.
got it off.
I know he did.
One more pull and I would have had it.
Yeah.
Don't give up the ship.
No.
Yeah,
This
right.
guy's determined.
Yeah.
It'd be a bigger boat.
Yeah, he's just a little. It's just a
Get
small
up
little
there. Get up
boat.
there. Get up there.
No, it's nothing big.
And that's just a pristine lake,
Slow down.
too.
Slow
Yeah.
down.
You
Slow
can
down.
hear
Slow
him
down.
growling.
Yeah.
I think that's the boat motor,
That's the
Phil.
boat motor, Phil.
Yeah,
Oh.
and we won't. Yeah. Not only want. Just don't want him crawling
Phil,
in
you're
here
still
either.
thinking
Let's
about
get
the
it off.
pens. All right, here he goes.
Keep coming.
Yep.
He's getting closer.
Keep coming.
Getting closer. Got a hold of it. And that's it.
Hold it off the bear's head.
We saved our little bear.
Good job, buddy.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it looks like they saved his life because I think if he would have been swimming any further, that poor baby would have drowned.
Yeah.
So
Aw.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
It was a really cute video.
and they had to pursue that bear for a long time to get the right angle of the boat and circle around, and so
I guess
that guy could
the
grab
bear
the
was
jug.
curious what was in the jug.
I'm
and-
sure. It's too bad that there weren't, a bundle of bees in there instead that would have swarmed and stung him instead of, him,
I can tell
in
you
there
one
getting
thing.
that honey and getting his head stuck on
I
in
can tell
there.
you one thing for sure. All those pens would not have fit in that jug. That's for sure. The jug
Hey,
would have
Evan.
overflowed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand by. You ready?
Yeah.
He could barely see through that jug.
Oh!
Right?
I like that. Okay. There you go. That was a good one.
Always go for the easy joke,
Yeah,
ladies and
that's
gentlemen.
good. It's good.
Yeah.
Bentley, come here, please.
35, 30. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes.
I have a question. Why didn't you come up with a witty joke like Phil just did?
Because I don't tell jokes, sir.
Okay, well, you
I
are
only serve. That's it.
okay. Well, sometimes you're serving as a joke. So next time you need to be a little bit more on point.
No, now that cheesy
Like the
omelet,
ink pen, sir.
the cheesy
sorry.
omelet was
Heyo.
good.
Like the ink pen.
Yes,
Heyo.
like the like the ink pen. Yes.
Heyo.
You please do not take Phil's lines or jokes from him.
Yeah,
Bentley,
that's
just
my job.
yeah, please. So Bentley, you can go back to your stool in the other room. I'm glad you dressed up today and you're in your tuxedo. We'll send you off on a chore here in just a little bit.
Glad he's on number 36 already.
Yeah, he's already up to 36.
I wonder what he's thinking about in the meantime while he's counting
I
those
have no
pens.
idea. I've never seen somebody count so slow
What's going
before.
on upstairs?
Here's another video out here. Are you so close to your pet sometimes that you think your pet is talking to you, Bonnie? You ever had that happen where you think Hansi is
I do.
is actually speaking?
Yeah, he tells me every morning as he's chasing me down, to get those Friskies served. Well, now I'm giving them Purina One, so they even want it more. That's the more expensive brand.
That just sounded like a commercial. Sounded like a live read, as we call it in radio.
Yeah,
land,
right.
Like you do for Ellie's Downtown Deli. Well, here's the thing. It happened to a guy, and somebody got it on video. He's trying to convince the husky that he'd been miserable going to the beach, but the dog howls to disagree, and it sounds like the dog is saying, "I won't be miserable." Let's listen.
You would hate it. You would hate the beach. You would literally be miserable. Did you really just say, "I won't be miserable"?
Did that sound anything like the dog said, "I won't be miserable"?
It did. You could hear that.
Are you serious?
It sounded like that to me, and more so than the wording, it was his inflection of how he used that. Like,
Okay.
I won't be miserable.
All right.
He used it right, too.
We have a phone call. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Oh, boy. Here we go. The cat's calling. Okay. Well, the cat's on the line. I'm going to ask the cat to say a sentence to you, Bonnie. And let's see if you can decode the sentence.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Go ahead.
Feed me. It's feed me. And
Is it feed me?
Feed
One
me.
meow for yes and two meows for no. Wow, it is feed me, Bonnie. Very
Yes,
good.
yes.
You decoded cat talk.
Can I ask the kitty cat a question?
You can ask the kitty anything you want.
Do you prefer Purina One to Friskies now?
No.
No.
No. Very stern no. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you done ticked the cat off now. Nothing worse than a ticked off kitty.
When it comes... Wait, Kitty, I was trying to say something that you should tell your master.
It's pretty sad she's
because
having a conversation with a cat.
because a lady that worked at the vet, she told me once that I've been serving my cat cans of Friskies too, the meaty, but she said there's so much more nutrition in the can of Purina One,
Okay.
which is like
Oh, you've really got this cat ticked off. Do you have any idea what this cat looks like, Bonnie? Is it a bald kitty or does the kitty have a lot of hair? Ask the cat.
Kitty cat, do you have a lot of hair?
All right.
Do you have a long tail?
Okay.
This is a
All
one
right.
big cat.
Well,
This is like one
all
big
right.
mean
well, that's
cat.
enough from our cat.
Kind of fierce.
Yeah. Phil, what's your take on all this?
I don't know. A cat calling the
cat
show.
calling the show.
We got to give this
No
cat a
idea.
name.
This is insanity.
Because this cat's crazy. He just calls up anytime you talk about an animal. It sounds like anytime you mention Bonnie's cats.
Yeah.
This cat calls up. So
Maybe
he must have like a little transistor radio, next to his litter box.
He might have been calling for the bear story too.
That could be too. Well, you guys were talking about the cats, your cats before the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So-
you got that cat mad, Bonnie.
Man, you done ticked off the kitty.
Yeah.
There's
That cat's
nothing
gonna
worse
come
than a
and cut
ticked off
ya.
kitty.
But this
Kitty will
lady,
cut you off.
but this lady compared like a can of Friskies. She goes, if you open that can of Friskies for your cat every day, you might as well be feeding him a Snickers bar every day.
Wow.
And she said, would you eat a Snickers bar every day?
Man.
Maybe. But
Okay.
Depends.
Is Gary very close with the kitty?
Yeah.
Is he? How close?
With Hansi, he really is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
Little Hansi just loves to snuggle up to him,
Okay.
and It's like sometimes he wants to get close to me, and sometimes he wants to get near Gary.
Okay.
And, yeah.
All right.
Well, my daughter's puppy Snowy, she'll talk. If I get onto her for jumping on people when they come in, like when Marcel comes over, she'll start wanting to jump on them, and I go, no, Snowy, off, and she'll go, oh, she'll like,
really,
yeah, she'll like talk back.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
So what does the dog say? You're being too rough.
Hey-o.
Okay,
that was very good, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Bentley. I appreciate that. A lot of people are still working from home because of COVID-19. So we decided there's a parody out here. It's a news spoof about a study that's found employees are happiest with pretending to work from home. I'm going to play the audio. Let's listen in.
Employees felt overall more focused and content with their jobs when doing personal tasks like catching up on laundry or their favorite TV shows when they should be working.
I just make sure that I send some emails to my supervisor first thing in the morning, so he thinks I'm up and working, but then I just go right back to bed.
You never have to deal with rush hour traffic or anything. You just walk across the room, sit down at my desk, start browsing through my Twitter feed immediately.
The trend is making its way to the country's most influential tech companies like Google, where employees are encouraged to put in 12 empty hours of work a week from their homes. The study hasn't swayed every company, however. Yahoo CEO Marissa Mayer said in a statement, "At Yahoo, we prefer that our employees pretend to work side by side right here in our offices."
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. I get up first thing in the morning, send a couple of emails to the supervisor, and then go right back to bed.
Oh.
That's a great way.
You know, that
to
reminds me of that movie Office Space.
Okay.
Where the boss comes up to him and he goes, what are you doing your work? And he's sitting there playing Tetris on the computer.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, he doesn't even see it.
Then you always have that little boy that works in the warehouse factory, and then he's up in the rafters or in the ceiling somewhere just taking a nap and snoozing the day away.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting.
We got plans here. Bonnie and I know how to do this.
Yeah. I have to say congratulations to the graduates that graduated yesterday at Lawnwood Stadium. I think they had the graduation. One in particular, I know one young lady graduated from Treasure Coast High School. Her name is Paula. She goes to our church.
Nice.
And there were some videos yesterday floating around of her at her graduation. There she is right there.
Oh, that's her hair's so pretty.
Yeah, there's Paula right there.
Yep, I see little golden highlights throughout her hair, and
yep, there was the Lawnwood Stadium was the site of all the graduations yesterday. A couple of high school graduations.
it's nice that they got their graduation.
Yeah, definitely.
The one we went to a few weeks ago was in D-Land, and it was.
Do they say a D-Land or DeLand?
I say it both ways.
Okay.
It just depends how I'm feeling.
Okay, all right.
Or what person mode I'm in.
All right. Wait, what? You have
Person mode?
multi-personalities?
I'm kidding.
So you go both ways. Then you have different personalities.
Like
wow. Okay.
You know,
All
I can
right.
say DeLand. Let's go to DeLand.
Okay.
Or D-Land.
All right.
D-Land.
All right.
D-Land. But they had it out in a big field. You know, in a big, nice area in a field. And, you know, with
Okay.
all the graduation caps and the gowns, too. That was an 8th grade one that I went to.
Okay.
And I think Lawnwood, too, had theirs, like, right out in that field.
Okay.
Nice open space.
Just do me a favor. When
Yeah.
you come to work from now on, please tell me which personality you are in the morning. Because if your head starts spinning around, I'm leaving.
No, it's just one of those words where...
Linda Blair over here.
Oh, was that scary? I'm telling you, I want
Wow.
to tell you how
You just set off a firecracker.
No. I
triggered
Phil.
something there.
Yeah, you did.
it just reminded me the other day.
Triggered Bonnie.
When I was watching YouTube, I looked up a story on The Exorcist,
Mhm.
and I'll tell you what. I know why
You're
that
scaring me.
I know why that movie scared the bejesus out of me. Not only when I was 9, when I was 22 when I watched it last. So this is in the middle of the day, Evan and Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, the sun is shining through
Right.
my living room, and I see that one picture of Linda Blair in The Exorcist where she did that 360 and her head is like on her back.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
if I had my back to you right now,
I don't even want to
my
think of
face
that.
would be looking, my neck would be looking straight at you. And in the
I
middle,
can't vision that. Sorry.
in the middle of day, it just horrified me. Now I knew why that movie scared me so much.
Wow.
I mean, do you remember the visual?
Bonnie, I'm starting to get scared.
Sorry.
First, now we have the two faces of Bonnie, and now she's talking about putting her head on the middle of her back and turning around
but that's
and
the
doing
picture.
360s.
That's the picture they showed, and it just drew the little hairs out in the back of my neck, like my spine went up. It was so scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a joke.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Bentley. We have to get to news.
She's now spineless. Heyo.
Bentley,
Heyo.
you have to stop using Phil's line. Please. Okay? Please stop using Phil's line.
Okay, how's this one? She's now spineless. Oh.
We'll have a conversation after the news. 6:47. Let's go to the news desk. We're
Pen 46, Pen 48,
Yeah.
Pen 49.
News brought to you by
50.
Rachel's Pens this morning. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Masks are now mandatory for employees inside certain businesses where social distancing is not possible. Commissioners met Wednesday for nearly 4.5 hours after delaying the vote for the ordinance Friday. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
St. Lucie County is moving forward with new rules for mask wearing. A new ordinance will require all employees in certain businesses within St. Lucie County to wear a mask.
There was confusion in the original ordinance that came out last week that it was going to apply to all of the public. And I think they clarified that confusion today.
Commissioners voted 4-1 Wednesday, passing the order that will only apply to specific shops like restaurants and retail stores. There are also requirements for other businesses where social distancing is not possible.
That doesn't make any sense at all. Because either it's a really serious problem and people's lives are in danger and everyone should have to wear a mask, or not.
People we spoke to said that clarification should have been made at the beginning of the meeting, before public comments.
I am for the masks and social distancing because they've shown to work. But my concern was with the possibilities of a legal and perhaps criminal record for our citizens.
Commissioners decided if caught without a mask, violators could face a fine of up to $125. They say their main goal is to educate and get everyone to comply without the penalty. Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Roads have reopened in Port St. Lucie following a multi-vehicle crash Wednesday afternoon. Port St. Lucie Police, along with St. Lucie County Fire Rescue, was at the scene of the crash that happened shortly after 3 p.m. at the intersection of Morningside Boulevard and Port St. Lucie Boulevard. Police said a work truck traveling westbound on Southeast St. Lucie Boulevard made an improper turn to Southeast Morningside Boulevard, colliding with a Mazda. The driver of the Mazda was extracted from the vehicle and flown to a local hospital. A female passenger was transported by ground to a local hospital. Both sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Morningside Boulevard was closed in both directions and traffic was limited on Port St. Lucie Boulevard while investigators worked the scene. No information was immediately available. And residents of nursing homes and assisted living facilities are among the most vulnerable to the coronavirus. While the average age of those infected in Florida has fallen into the 30s, AARP State Director Jeff Johnson says that's not necessarily good news.
Here's the problem. A lot of those younger people work in these facilities, and it only takes one who comes in asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic and not knowing they're carrying the virus with them to infect dozens of people who are frail and vulnerable.
Nursing home residents make up less than 2% of the state's population, but 1/2 to 2/3 of the deaths from COVID-19. A U.S. senator is demanding answers from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on his league's relationship with China. In a letter sent Tuesday to Silver, Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee expressed concern over the NBA's dealings with a country governed by a communist regime that has abused human rights, squashed pro-democracy protests, and hidden details on the coronavirus outbreak. Sports Illustrated obtained a copy of the 2-page letter. Blackburn is giving Silver a July 21st deadline to respond to 3 questions she poses at the letter's end regarding China Central Television's ban on NBA games. News time 6:51. Weather and traffic together are next.
.52 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show, the Thursday edition, and it's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we're not finding any accidents on the roads for this Thursday morning. All is well. You should have a nice ride if you're heading out. There's your latest look at traffic. 75 Port St. Lucie and Stewart, 76. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, cool to mild temperatures and mostly clear skies with light southerly winds. This afternoon, hot and humid with near record highs. Temperatures will reach the low to mid 90s, the heat index in the low 100s, partly sunny skies and light winds out of the south-southwest. Scattered showers and a few strong storms are possible, with the highest rain chances from mid-afternoon through early evening. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
6:57 on the Get Up and Go show. It's Evan and Bonnie, Phil, Fredo, and of course Bentley, the butler, is here. And want to let everybody know that only today's show is brought to you by Rachel's Box of Pens, where there's an unlimited, endless, bottomless pit of pens right here in the radio studio this morning. I did remember to bring them.
They're all exciting pens too, and so colorful.
Oh, you touched that one.
Oh,
that one's
yeah.
yours now.
Well,
see, every time you touch a pen, you can't put it back.
I'm not going to touch anymore then, because it's kind of like I have a lot of pens myself at home, not as many as you and Rachel.
You're very
however.
touchy-feely this morning.
You know what? I'm going to actually return a few of these and use some of our Lysol over there. I'll wash the pens
You
before
can't wash,
returning
you
them
can't
in.
wash them. They're yours.
Oh,
boil
okay.
them.
Touch them.
Should boil them.
Yeah, no, we can't boil them. They'll explode. You don't want to do that.
They will explode.
We'll have pen everywhere.
Yeah. We
So-
could do that like on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
If you don't have fireworks, just explode some pens.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be a new
on,
kind of
like on
firework.
James Bond, you know.
Yeah, that definitely. Hey, not Bentley, but Fredo, can you do me a favor, please?
Yeah, man.
Would you strike up the band to take us into the break, if you would?
You got it. 3, 2, 1.
All right. There's the band, Fredo and the Shy Guys, in studio this morning, in Studio B. Studio B Bar and Grill is what we call it. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. It's coming up on 7 o'clock. The news is coming up next. I'm surprised the wife hasn't called in yet to chastise me.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
On air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected to the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
On the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie, brought to you by Rachel's Box of Pens this morning. Phil's with us.
Rachel's Box of Pens.
That's right, Rachel's Box of Pens. Yes.
And I'm not touching any more of them.
Yeah, you touch it, you own
I
it.
have all of the pens I need over here in this corner.
You're starting to look like Rachel's office over there. You've got about, 6 or 7?
Yeah, now I'm hoping these pens really do grow legs and walk away and walk out of here. I don't
Say
need,
it's an
I don't
addiction,
need
isn't
so
it?
many.
It's an addiction.
It is. It's kind of like
Wow.
this box can't be so close to me, Evan.
Either she's really ticked off at me and she's not calling me, or she doesn't have the radio on this morning. One of the two. I don't know what it is. I dare not call her because I'd be afraid.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Why did you steal all my pens
No,
and
I
bring
didn't
all
steal
my
them.
pens to work?"
She gave them to me. She knew I was going to take them.
Yeah. And I'm surprised she hasn't called in by then.
Yeah. I don't know why. She's probably mad at me this morning.
You think so?
I think I'm in the doghouse.
Did you guys have an argument this morning?
No, not at all. She was dead asleep when I left.
Oh,
She's
okay.
never awake when I leave.
Hmm.
Are you kidding?
She's dreaming of all the new pens that you're going to buy her for her birthday.
No,
She's
I don't think so.
Like that wonderful cross pen, yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
not going to happen, Phil. Just not going to happen. Simply not going to happen at all. But I do know what is going to happen, though. I can tell you that much. Would you like to know?
We would, for sure.
Okay. That was strange. I just got this really weird pop-up.
I thought it read Thomas up there. Did Thomas write you from Connecticut? That's what I thought it said from over here anyway.
No, I just got this really... Whoa, hold on. Whoa, everything weird is happening here.
It's probably because we were talking about The Exorcist earlier.
Okay,
Now we're going to be cursed for the whole show.
okay. Wait a minute, hold on, Phil, because I muted you there for a minute. All right, you're back, Phil.
Yay.
Thomas up there.
Yeah, I just got this message from Facebook. It said your video matches 31 seconds of audio owned by the rights holder. Play the match in part, and the following actions have been taken.
Huh.
The your content is no longer viewable on Facebook.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I guess I'll just hit accept.
It's probably because of this swarm of pens this morning. You know,
I
like
guess.
They cursed the show now.
Yeah.
Phil, can you verify if the video feed is still up? I mean, it looks
Let me
like
look
it.
here. Let me look here.
Yeah, why don't you go and look there?
I will.
Please
kind
do.
of like a swarm of
I
bees
am.
coming in and smothering your picture. Maybe the swarm of pens came in and smothered ours.
Yeah, Margot Robbie's 30 years old today from Suicide Squad. Lindsay Lohan, 34. Hold on, I have to stop because I forgot to ask you, Bunny. Do you want to wish anybody a happy birthday?
Only an entire nation for an early 4th of July
All
birthday.
right. Phil, anybody?
Not Michelle Leone, my friend Michelle Leone. Her birthday's July 4th.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's
Where's
a-
she live at?
She's a fireworks baby. How neat.
Yeah.
She must
She
have
trusts
grew
me.
up.
She's a handful.
She must have been born with
sure
a
she
sparkler in her hand.
She's a
She
firecracker, right?
Yeah.
She lives in Palm. Hey, oh, no, she actually, I think she lives in Palm Beach Gardens.
Do you have her phone number?
No, my wife does.
Can you go grab Veronique's phone without waking her?
No, I'm not going to go run in there and grab Veronique's phone. I'll get
Oh.
shot if I
No.
wake her up.
Okay.
We might not want to call anybody this early because
Sure,
the last,
you know me.
The last time we
trouble.
You know how I roll. I'll call anybody.
Yeah, but that was Phil's neighbor, and Phil had to pay for that one.
Yeah.
Probably for weeks.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to wish Rachel a happy birthday because in 21 days she'll be 45. 45 years old. Big 4-5. 45.
So put 45 pens on her birthday cake.
Now, you know what I'm going to do? That actually, you just gave me a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to take 45 pens out of her drawer. Okay. And this is a great idea. I'm going to get 45 pens out of her drawer. I'm going to buy 45 candles. I'm going to tape the candle to the pen and then stick the pen in the cake.
Right.
And she'll have candles and she'll have what's called pen candles. How's that one?
But you better not let the pens explode into that birthday cake.
No.
Or it might look quite colorful and pretty and festive.
Yeah,
but
because then the writing will be on the wall.
but I wouldn't be eating it.
Okay. So you think I should do that, Bonnie? What do you think?
I think that would be kind of a neat idea. But,
All right.
she might be hearing this and now she already knows about it. So you have to come up with something better. Something better, my friend.
Okay. I don't know if she's texting me right now.
Maybe we'll put our noggins
she?
together
Is she
and try to think
texting
of it.
Oh, geez. Yes, it has begun. Yeah, go ahead and call in, Rach, if you're listening. Why not? Let's just
There we go.
bury me a little deeper.
Get ready to take a knee.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely so. She'll be
By the way,
calling.
you're on Facebook, by the way.
All right, good. That means we're still up and running.
Yeah.
Ashley Tisdale, 35 years old today. Sharpay in High School, the musical. Michelle Branch is 37. Wayne
Ooh.
Yeoman is 42. That's Wayne Rigsby on the Mentalist.
And Michelle Branch had that song called Everywhere, like
Yes.
back in 2005 or something.
Yeah, but it didn't go everywhere, though.
Oh, it did.
It did?
Yeah, that
What
was
song?
Everywhere
by Michelle
Mhm.
Branch.
That was a big
Michelle
hit for her.
Branch. Let me look her up.
Yeah.
Okay, please do.
We'll end this debate real quick. Branch, BRANCH.
CH.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All
oh
right.
boy.
She's got a really sweet, just a sweet kind of
Okay.
voice.
And I think I know who this is. Good morning.
Don't touch my pens.
Oh boy.
Rachel, I've been touching them a lot, and every pen I've been touching, I get to keep, I gather. So we will be touching no more.
Yeah, did you know that this morning show is brought to you by Rachel's Box of Pens?
Yes.
I'm happy you remembered them.
I did. They've now made their way. They've been rehomed. They are in the studio. And I don't know if you saw the video feed this morning, but it is blatantly labeled as Rachel's Pens for everybody
With a
to
big
see.
Sharpie.
I found a Sharpie in there that I did it with.
Okay.
She doesn't sound amused.
No. She's not amused.
Rachel, are you missing a certain pen from this whole box? Like out of this box, did you have a favorite that you're just...
No, the box that he brought to work are pens that I was getting rid of that I didn't want.
Oh, every single one, huh?
Well, she
Every
gave 'em
single
to me.
one. Yeah.
She gave him to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
the
did
pens
some.
in the box I gave to him.
Yeah, there was spring cleaning. So guess what? They go from her side to my side.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck am I supposed to do with them?
I don't know. You do wedding shows.
Yeah, but I don't need that many pens for God's sakes. You know? But my question to you is, why was there a Stuart M. Address pen in that box?
I don't know.
He's a divorce attorney.
I don't know. Jeez, I collect pens. If I see a pen and I write with it and I like it, I take it.
Yeah, she probably grabbed it from the bank or,
The bank?
yeah. There's always, you always grab a pen at the bank and they have other people's pens, I've noticed.
Okay.
And then, you just take
I
it.
mean,
I very
that's
well
what-
could have taken it from work. I could have taken
I mean,
it from...
that's what Bonnie said, that he's a divorce lawyer. So I'm just going by what she said.
Maybe she
Is
got
he?
it from work with one of the girls who had visited the divorce attorney.
Oh, so then one of the girls is possibly getting the big D.
So that explains it, right?
Yeah, or something of that sort. Anyway, how's your morning going so far, sweetheart? We have how many days until your birthday? Today's the 2nd. So we have
I don't even want to talk about it.
21 days.
Yeah.
21 days.
I've already heard it.
20
Where you repeated it multiple times.
Yeah, 21 days till you'll be 45. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
He tells us you're getting he told us you're getting a really pretty new hairstyle.
Yes, I'm paying for her haircut and blow
Nice.
dry.
And
Nice.
Rachel, that is going to be an awesome hairdo for you.
I sent it to Phil.
Phil likes that
Yes,
hairstyle.
I like that type of hair, that short boppy hair. Yeah.
I like
I know
it
I'm
too.
sounding creepy about it.
I like
but
it too,
yeah.
but I'm not sure I can rock it. You know, to rock
come
that
on, Bonnie.
short hairstyle.
Just chop it all off.
Yeah, I'll
Be daring.
chop it off like
Go
it.
see my friend Javiera.
Get it as
Go,
short
once
as
you go bald like that girl off the Star Trek motion picture movie, you know?
Jeez.
Demi Moore did that too in
All right.
in a military movie.
Well, I'm going to let
Yes.
my almost 45-year-old wife go.
Almost 45.
Yeah,
Wow.
That made it sound even a little better.
Yeah, almost 45-year-old wife who is almost 15 years away from her own ARP subscription.
And you'll almost make it through your own front door tonight.
Yeah, if I'm lucky.
Good thing you replaced the mattress in the spare bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh boy. This is getting
Is that spare bedroom like a part of the garage too or
No.
something?
He can keep all his Christmas stuff company.
spare
Wow.
bedroom has Christmas decorations in it.
Wow.
Well, he
Oh,
can
boy.
bring out some pretty bulbs. Then.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely so. All right, dear. Have
Connect Santa. Santa can keep him company.
yeah. All right. Well,
I heard he likes big hairy men.
yeah. Listen.
He likes to feed them milk and cookies.
I thought hairy men.
All right. All right, guys. Honey, have a great day at work, and I love you so much. Thanks. Bye.
Love you.
The ding afterwards was
Yeah.
great.
That
was
good to-
placed perfectly. Like that is the correct answer.
Yeah, that just couldn't. Oh man. Oh boy. You know, Thomas just said there's just two things you never mention on air. It's a woman's weight and her age. And he goes, "What's wrong with you?" And he just said, "Hate to tell you, but I told you so."
Yeah, that's why everybody gets mad at that guesser at the fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
The guesser.
Let me finish my birthdays and anniversaries. Thank you.
Okay.
Jose Canseco is 56 years old today. Bret the Hitman Hart from the WWE Hall of Famer. He is 63 years old today. Jerry Hall is 64. Larry David is 73. And do you guys have any idea of what today is? What holiday it is today? Take a guess.
National Prune Breakfast Month.
No.
It's 2 days
I will guess that
before-
every day until it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Any idea, Bonnie?
No, I don't have any idea.
It's World UFO Day.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
World UFO.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's World UFO in a world in a different
world.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah. World UFO Day.
Hmm. Do you guys believe in UFOs?
No.
And
No.
different things from
Yeah.
like outer space and
No.
No.
Definitely not.
We'll have to ask Randy if he's heard of any.
Believes in
or-
UFOs.
or
I
if he
guarantee
believes
you
in it.
Randy believes in UFOs.
Yeah.
I will bet this whole box of pens. No, I better not. Because then again, yeah, if I lose, Bonnie gets them and they're hers. You have to take them home.
I know. I can't use that many pens. I would have to
I
find.
dare you to take that whole box
Yeah.
home and bring it home and show Gary. Say, Gary, Evan got, and I'll tape it shut and say, Evan got me a gift, and he said I couldn't open it till I got home. And then you let Gary open it. Say, would you open it for me? Because I don't know what's in it. And he opens it, and it's a box of pens. What do you think his reaction would be?
He would either say, "Bring these back," or "Gee, we could use these."
Okay.
I mean, it would be
Yeah.
one of two things.
Oh, I would love to. Would you videotape that?
Or wait. Now there's a middle. There's an in between with Gary.
Oh boy, here
There
we go.
Might be the visual of them all in the garbage right away too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would be a good thing.
Yeah.
That would not be a good thing. 7:21 right now. It's news time. Let's go to the news for Bonnie is standing by with the headlines this morning. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. St. Lucie County is closing all public beaches for the 4th of July holiday weekend to limit the spread of the deadly coronavirus. County officials said Wednesday that all beach access points on North and South Hutchinson Island, Fort Pierce Inlet State Park, and Avalon Beach will be closed Friday through Sunday. In addition, beach parking lots will be throughout St. Lucie County, including in Fort Pierce, and WPTV's John Shaman has the details.
Would you like it toasted?
At Strawberries in Jensen Beach, the pandemic has not put a damper on summer business.
Actually, we've been doing fairly good because everybody is at the beach.
But Deborah Day and her coworkers heard the scoop Wednesday morning that the beaches in St. Lucie County would be off limits starting Friday and through this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to take a big hit probably for that. You know, we was hoping that at least we'd stay open.
Across the plaza at Sunrise Surf Shop,
we're pretty steady right now, but 4th of July is a really big weekend.
Emily Phillips takes pride that as a local business, loyal customers will continue to come despite no beachgoers this weekend.
You know, I really like my job. I want to meet people. I want to see people in here getting, whatever they need.
As word spread that the sand would be shut down, families came out today to beat the heat.
I figured West Palm is closing, so it's no time before it starts closing here.
Others said the closing this weekend isn't too big a deal since they would have avoided the beach on the 4th anyway.
They started down south and just kept going, and from West Palm to Martin County, and we would have gotten everybody.
While the beaches will be closed this holiday weekend, the county says boat ramps will remain open. In St. Lucie County, John Shaman, WPTV.
More than 6,500 new coronavirus cases bring the statewide total to almost 159,000. Another 45 fatalities, and the death toll is up to 3,550. Residents of nursing homes and assisted living facilities are among the most vulnerable to the coronavirus. While the average age of those affected in Florida has fallen into the 30s, AARP State Director Jeff Johnson says that's not necessarily good news.
Here's the problem. A lot of those younger people work in these facilities, and it only takes one who comes in asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic and not knowing they're carrying the virus with them to infect dozens of people who are frail and vulnerable.
Nursing home residents make up less than 2% of the state's population, but 1/2 to 2/3 of the deaths from COVID-19. And big public fireworks displays are getting canceled, but it's now legal in Florida to celebrate the 4th at home with fireworks.
I didn't have a magic 8 ball or crystal ball when I filed the legislation, knowing that this was going to happen. But it's certainly going to give people a little bit more relief back at home, knowing that they can shoot these off and they're not violating any state laws.
State Senator Travis Houston says fireworks are still illegal outside of the 4th of July, New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day. And now a look at sports. Add former Pittsburgh Steelers coach Bill Cowher and his wife to the list of celebrities who've battled the coronavirus. They actually experienced symptoms in March but didn't get tested. A month later, though, they tested positive for antibodies. Bill and his wife lost their senses of smell and taste after returning from a trip to Hawaii. News time is 7:25, and weather and traffic together are next.
$7:25 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Not seeing any accidents on our highways right now, and this including Martin County and St. Lucie County. It's a nice ride. There's your latest look at traffic. And it's 76 in Stewart. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, cool to mild temperatures and mostly clear skies with light southerly winds. This afternoon, hot and humid with near record highs. Temperatures will reach the low to mid 90s, the heat index in the low 100s, partly sunny skies and light winds out of the south-southwest. Scattered showers and a few strong storms are possible with the highest rain chances from mid-afternoon through early evening. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you, live on the air. Give them a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
7:29 the time right now on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for our weekly visit with the gentleman who heads up the Martin County Stewart Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Joe Catrabone is joining us right now on our line. Joe, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Oh, just firing on all 67 cylinders this morning. It's a great day to be alive here in Martin County, and it's a great day to be on the radio with you as well, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure. I look forward to it every Thursday morning.
Definitely so. It's always a pleasure. We miss your smiling face in the place, coming in with those boxes of Dunkin' Munchkins every single morning. That was part of my demise, I want you to know, and I had to go on a diet, and I've lost about 13, 14 pounds in the last 2.5 weeks, but no more Dunkin' Munchkins for me, that's for sure.
That's right. We wouldn't even be able to eat the Dunkin'
That's
now.
right. No.
Yeah.
What, are you both on diets?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I speak for myself. I don't know about little Missy over
Mine's
here.
like a yo-yo. It goes on and off.
Yeah,
so
it goes up and down.
as long as Evan is on one, it makes me easier to be on one. So
It's a lifelong struggle for me.
Oh.
So what's going on at the chamber these days? How's the chamber doing? How's our extended family at the chamber and everybody? Give us some good news.
I will. We're getting back to some sort of regime, so to speak. I don't want to say it's the norm, but who knows what the new norm is going to be. But we had our first live event last week at Tuesday at Monarch Country Club.
Oh, that was breakfast, right?
It was breakfast.
Tell me all about it. I want to hear about it. Just make me hungry.
Oh, it was great. They had three choices. One was sort of a burrito, breakfast burrito. I had the cheddar cheese omelet with home fries.
Okay.
It was excellent. But more importantly, the room holds over 200. We limited it to 70. We sold it out. We had 70 participants showed up for breakfast. We did social distancing, 4 at a table. and it went very well. And I'd say about half of the people wore masks. They came in with masks. Of course, when they sat down, they took their masks off so they could drink their coffee and enjoy their breakfast. And then immediately following their breakfast, they put their mask back on. So it was an optional thing. We didn't require masks. We were again following the protocol set up by the venue, which was Monarch Country Club, and of course they follow CDC requirements and regulations. So it went great. There was no complaints. We had no negative feedback whatsoever. And it was just great to see everybody. And we apologize for those people we couldn't accommodate, but we had to, as I said, we had to limit it to 70 people. And so that's what we did. We cut it off at 70, and it worked out really well. So we went ahead and we scheduled events for July with a luncheon on the 15th at the Hutchinson Island Marriott Beach
Oh,
Resort.
it's another one of my favorite places. I know the gal there that runs the catering department very well.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's favorite. It's a great place. Then the very next morning, we have another live event here at the Chamber, limited to 20 folks. It's a morning Joe, and our speaker will be City Manager David Deese. So he'll be talking, I'm sure, a little bit about the bridge and the reopening of Dixie Highway and what we can expect on the old bridge. Still isn't operational. I mean, it's operational, but they don't have it open.
Okay.
So far as I know. And then on the 22nd of July, we'll have a business after hours at Coquina Cove in Martin Downs, Palm City. So that's going to be interesting. That'll be our first business after hours, which is basically cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. That'll be our first one since February. So it's been quite a hiatus since we've had one. So that will be interesting too. So we're still doing some Zoom meetings. We have our local government transportation committee meeting on the 29th. We will do that Zoom. Our board meeting is on the 15th. We will do that via Zoom. And I may have mentioned to you, if I don't mean to be redundant, but
no, that's all right.
We're in the process of having our conference room, which is very popular. We rent it out an awful lot. And we're having it equipped now so that it will be professionally Zoom ready. So if somebody wants to conduct, we're having professionals do it. We've ordered the camera. Believe it or not, the cameras are out of stock. I don't know why I say believe it or not. Anything to do with this virus that is pertinent seems to be sold out. But anyway, the room will be Zoom ready so people can just come in and have their Zoom meeting here for a couple hours or all day or whatever. So we'll accommodate those folks who need the room. We'll accommodate them for whatever they need, as long as obviously if the room is available, because we do use it ourselves quite a bit also.
Wow. Okay, that's a huge step, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So and another I think a positive side is we had about 80 member renewals in the month of June, which was really good.
Wow, that's a lot.
Is that like a record?
No, we under normal conditions we probably would have had 140 or 100.
Oh, okay, because that is a pretty good number.
Yeah, because prior to that we were getting 3 or 4 a month or half a dozen a month. So yeah, so June turned out to be a pretty good month. We also got a couple of new members last week.
Yeah, let's talk about the new members. Who signed? Give us an idea of who signed up in the last week or two with the chamber.
So we have Organics, lady by the name of Morgan Delgado.
Okay.
It's the health, nutrition, wellness, holistic health treatments.
Okay.
A pretty popular topic during cold and flu season. I'm reading a little excerpt. Elderberry syrup is highly effective against colds, flus, allergies. So it's holistic kinds of stuff. And as I said, she joined last week. Then we have hand and stone massage and spa, Patty Hendricks in Martin Downs in the public shopping center.
It's health, nutrition, wellness products, massage therapists, skincare, permanent makeup, and anti-aging aesthetics. I don't know what that is, but that sounds interesting.
Wow,
Anything-
that prevents us from getting old, maybe.
Yeah, yes, it does. And then, of course, I've seen them on TV for years. Good Grief out of West Palm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they were our new members for the last week, 10 days, and it seems like interest is picking up. We're getting more people. We get a lot of web leads that come from obviously our website, and they'll send an email in, please send me information or whatever, and then one of our salespeople call on them. We're in the process. This is really, I don't know if it's telltale, but it's interesting. We're in the process of selling ads for our annual business directory and welcome guide.
Okay.
And we are at a pace this year, probably 25% more than we were last year, and last year was a record year.
Now, how often is this business guide printed?
Once a year.
Okay.
And so what's interesting is people are getting, they get the idea they need to advertise. And of course, Sue, who handles our magazine, Sue Hedgepeth, as well as our website's doing extremely well too. The sales are up on the website. So during this whole pandemic since February, while our membership development has been nil, our renewals for February, March, April, and May were minimal. The advertising in both areas was up. So people are getting the idea they need to advertise, which is, I know that you're pushing that like heck with our members especially, which is great, but they need to advertise. They need to get their name of their business out. So things are looking good. I was really enthused when I saw the number of renewals we received for June.
Now, do you happen to have the rates to advertise in the magazine off the top of your head by any chance?
It's a minimum of an eighth of a page is $375, and it goes up to a full page to $2,000.
And where's the distribution?
Oh my gosh, nearly every doctor's office, dentist's office, mechanic shop, anybody, all of our members that are open to the public, Sue personally delivers books to them. We print 20,000.
Okay.
And she keeps up, and really interesting, of course, where she places the books, we have doctors' offices calling and say, hey, we're out of your books, will you bring us some more books? So they're everywhere, Evan, literally. Anywhere where there's an open area where the public walks in, on their tables or in their racks.
Well, make sure we get some here at the studio, because we have
Okay.
a waiting room, as you know, out in our lobby area that has a table, and we'll be more than happy to put some out there for you.
And you're right, Joe, that people really do need to advertise, because as I travel throughout Martin County and St. Lucie County, side streets and whatnot, once in a while I'll see a restaurant and I'll be like, oh my gosh, there's a restaurant right there. And, I've never heard of that restaurant. And, people always want to try new things and try new food and places. And some of the businesses, you don't even know that they're really even there until they get that word out.
It's interesting you said that. We're a chamber of commerce. I've been here for over 30 years. And somebody told me yesterday about a restaurant on Seminole Street. I didn't even know it was there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can believe it.
It's an address like 105 Seminole or 2020 Seminole or something like that. They're advertised as I think they said Italian American or Italian cuisine, and they said it was excellent. But first of all, that's off the beaten path, Seminole. So it's not a thoroughfare. It has to be a destination. But I not only I didn't know it, I never heard of it.
The only one I've heard about is I think it's the Seminole Inn in Indiantown, because I always hear it by word of mouth.
Oh, if you've never had their buffet?
No, and I hear only good things about it on Sunday.
Oh my gosh, it's wonderful. Oh,
Yeah.
it's really. But I love fried chicken, but I'm going to tell you, it is one of the best fried chicken places or dinners I've ever eaten.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's really good. You should take a trip out there. It's really great.
Yeah. I hear it's quite a scenic route too. If you take the scenic
well,
route.
it depends. Yeah, and no matter which way you go, you're going through the country. You know, you're going through the boonies. Yeah, it's really it's neat, and it's not a bad drive. Indiantown is it's really an easy drive from Stewart. It's not bad at all. When I live in Palm City, it's even easier because I don't have to mess with any bridges. I just go out Citrus Boulevard and I'm out there in 25 minutes or less.
Yep. You don't know like how fast you can get to some of these places until you start getting on some of the back roads. And I think through Indiantown Way, you can even get a faster way to go to Okeechobee, which I've never taken.
That's the way I go. I go all the way out Martin Downs Boulevard, 714 to the end to 710. Take 710, and it takes you right out to Okeechobee. I can be in Okeechobee in 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Get you to
amazing.
do the casino faster.
Yeah, I've never been out there.
I've been out there a couple of times, and every time I go, I play bingo. I prefer bingo to the slot machines. So that's what I do. I go sit in the bingo hall all afternoon.
Joe, if somebody wants to get a hold of you at the chamber, give us all the different possibilities that they can reach you and discuss how their business can become a member of the Chamber of Commerce in Martin County.
Okay, so let's start with first. You can walk in and ask for me, and I'll be happy to sit down and meet with you.
Okay.
So we're at 1650 Canner Highway between Monterey and US 1. Our phone number is 772-287-1088. My extension is 108. Any of our staff can help you if I'm not available. You can just press operator, and you'll get to our receptionist, and she will be able to help you. Or you could go to our website, www.stewartmartinchamber.org. And as I mentioned earlier, it's surprising how many leads we get off the website. People on the website, and obviously they don't all join, and it's picked up, by the way. We've noticed a little bit of spikes with the epidemic that people are using the website more, which is great. We love it.
That's a great way to reach you folks, and it's a great bang for your buck. It's not very expensive to join the Stewart Martin Chamber of Commerce. It gets you more exposure for your business. I highly suggest that you reach out to Joe at the chamber for information. Joe, in closing, anything
Evan,
you want to say?
I'm glad you said that, because in actuality, if you don't believe what I'm saying, take a look. We give back. Someone joins. We give back more in advertising, free advertising. Even as you know, WSTU is involved in that. The Stewart News and other media outlets are involved that give free ads or free advertising when you join. So the value of advertising exceeds the cost of what it costs, and then you're getting a membership on top of it. So I didn't mean to interrupt what you were saying, but I'm in as much as you brought that up, the benefits up, I wanted to jump in and mention that.
Very good, very good. Joe, we appreciate you calling in and giving us an update. That's our weekly visit with Joe Catrabone. He heads up the Stewart Martin Chamber of Commerce. Joe, as always, God bless you and all your staff there at
Thank you, and
chamber.
Have a great holiday weekend.
Definitely
you and
so.
Yours also.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye now. $7:45. It's news time. Let's go to the news desk. And Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Masks are now mandatory for employees inside certain businesses where social distancing is not possible. Commissioners met Wednesday for nearly 4.5 hours after delaying the vote for the ordinance Friday. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
St. Lucie County is moving forward with new rules A new ordinance will require all employees in certain businesses within St. Lucie County to wear a mask.
There was confusion in the original ordinance that came out last week that it was going to apply to all of the public. And I think they clarified that confusion today.
Commissioners voted 4-1 Wednesday, passing the order that will only apply to specific shops like restaurants and retail stores. There are also requirements for other businesses where social distancing is not possible.
That doesn't make any sense at all. Because either it's a really serious problem and people's lives are in danger and everyone should have to wear a mask, or not.
People we spoke to said that clarification should have been made at the beginning of the meeting, before public comments.
I am for the masks and social distances because this is shown to work. But my concern was with the possibilities of a legal and perhaps criminal record for our citizens.
Commissioners decided if caught without a mask, violators could face a fine of up to $125. They say their main goal is to educate and get everyone to comply without the penalty. Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Residents of nursing homes and assisted living facilities are among the most vulnerable to the coronavirus. While the average age of those infected in Florida has fallen into the 30s, AARP State Director Jeff Johnson says that's not necessarily good news.
Here's the problem. A lot of those younger people work in these facilities, and it only takes one who comes in asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic and not knowing they're carrying the virus with them to infect dozens of people who are frail and vulnerable.
Nursing home residents make up less than 2% of the state's population, but 1/2 to 2/3 of the deaths from COVID-19. And big public fireworks displays are getting canceled, but it's now legal in Florida to celebrate the 4th at home with fireworks.
I didn't have a magic 8-ball or crystal ball when I filed the legislation, knowing that this was going to happen, but it's certainly going to give people a little bit more relief back at home, knowing that they can shoot these off and they're not violating any state laws.
State Senator Travis Houston says fireworks are still illegal outside of the 4th of July, New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day. The family of Los Angeles Elder Andrew Tolles was glad he was arrested last week because that meant they knew where he was. Tolles, who has struggled with mental illness, was charged in Key West with trespassing property after he was found sleeping behind a federal building at the airport and refused to move. When the news came out, the response from the public was very different from the response from my family. Morgan Tolles, Andrew's sister, said to USA Today, when people saw my brother's mugshot, it was like, oh my God, he's been arrested. You know what my family felt? Relief. It's really crazy to say, but the mugshot really was the best thing ever. We didn't know whether he was dead or alive. News time 7:49 and weather and traffic together are next.
$7:50 the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Everything is looking good on the roads. We don't have accidents on the major highways. US 1 is looking good right now. And there's your latest look at traffic. In Stuart, it's 78. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, cool to mild temperatures and mostly clear skies with light southerly winds. This afternoon, hot and humid with near record highs. Temperatures will reach the low to mid 90s, the heat index in the low 100s, partly sunny skies and light winds out of the south-southwest. Scattered showers and a few strong storms are possible with the highest rain chances from mid-afternoon through early evening. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
7:56, the Get Up and Go show. Phil's joining us, of course, from Notebook on YouTube. I haven't really plugged that for you lately, and I figured if people want a good comedy bit for like 9 or 10 minutes, go check out Phil's Notebook on YouTube. It's definitely something. It's great bathroom material, we'll say.
Yes.
No, just kidding.
Bathroom material.
Just kidding. I'm just teasing.
See,
A
Phil,
lot of the comedy has been written on the toilet. But that's a whole nother story.
This is true.
with little Snowy by your side.
Yeah. Hey, Phil,
Yes.
I'm gonna give you two choices, and if you you got to pick one and tell me why. Okay.
Okay.
Grubhub or Uber Eats? Which one?
Do I have to pick?
Pick one. Got to pick one.
Grubhub, I
All right.
guess.
Why Grubhub?
I don't have the faintest idea.
You just G before you, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Bonnie. Motor oil or synthetic oil? Which one?
Motor oil.
Really?
Yeah.
Synthetic's better.
Really?
You do realize that?
Is it really?
Yes.
It lasts longer too.
I just skip my 5W30 and motor oil and put it right in my engine.
All right,
I don't know.
All right, Phil. The 90s or the first decade of the 2000s? Which one?
90s.
90s.
Just the music was so much better.
Okay.
In the 90s, I think.
All right. Very good, Bonnie. The month of July or the month of August?
The month of July.
Why is that?
Independence Day.
Okay. Very good. Phil, headphones or earbuds?
Headphones.
I
I just like headphones. I don't. Well, it depends. I guess headphones. I'm old fashioned that way.
All right.
So.
Bonnie, the Avengers or the Guardians?
The Avengers.
The Avengers. Okay. All right. Phil, broccoli or cauliflower? Which one?
Ooh, cauliflower.
Yeah, I would
Especially when
say-
you get some
well,
like Velveeta cheese on it.
It
Yeah.
depends. Personally, I like garlic cauliflower. They make that in a bag.
Ooh.
Now, if it's garlic cauliflower, I'll eat it. If not, I won't touch it. So it'll have to be broccoli.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does. Ooh, it's so good, as Mr.
Ooh,
Food
it's so
says.
good, Mr. Food.
Yeah.
All right, Bonnie, would you rather be Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
I would rather be Wonder Woman.
All right, put the big W right in the middle of your chest, right?
Linda.
Big
Can you
W,
do
Wonder
Yeah,
Woman?
Bonnie, can
Linda
you do
Carter.
that spin like Linda Carter used to do? Can you do that?
I don't know. I haven't tried that in a while.
All
I
right.
haven't tried to do a cartwheel in a while either.
All right. I almost said let's make an attempt right here on camera to do a cartwheel. Why not? I mean, what the heck? Phil, chicken gumbo or chicken chow mein?
I guess chicken gumbo.
Chicken gumbo?
I never had either one of them, so I don't know.
Really? You've never
Yeah.
had chicken chow mein? All it is chicken and chow mein. It's all together.
Okay.
Just think of Chinese noodles and chicken with vegetables mixed in. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's also good.
You've never had chicken chow mein. What rock are you living under?
No, I never had chicken chow mein.
Wow.
Siri, I have a joke.
Okay, go ahead.
I guess Phil is chicken about it. Heyo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bentley,
Heyo.
you need to stop heyo, okay? You need heyo. Bentley, if you say heyo one more time, I'm going to have to put you on a suspension for 1 week.
Now, maybe that's as colorful as Bentley can get. So we got to give him kudos.
Well,
and
he can do other things besides go heyo. We're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. And then the final hour of the Get Up and Go show for a Thursday is just around the corner. Don't go anywhere.
On the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
.807 on the Get Up and Go Show. It's Evan and Bonnie. Phil's here along with Fredo, Bentley, the whole cast. May as well include the cat that calls in now. Why not? I mean, what next?
Do we have a name for that cat?
No. Bonnie?
I just
Can we just call it Kitty?
Call it Big Kitty.
Big
Kitty.
Big Kitty.
We don't only expect that it's a big cat. I think it's a very big in size and frame. The head is maybe really large, like bigger than its body, and the tail is very long.
Big Kitty. That's the cat's name.
Big Kitty.
Big Kitty.
Big Kitty.
All right. If you happen to see a big kitty running down the street somewhere, folks, please give us a call. Let us know so we can get our big kitty back. So our big kitty's been lost. Wow. Okay.
There's a beautiful white one that hangs out kind of near my house and in my neighborhood. And I feel bad about it because it's a stray. And it looks just like Jack Frosty, which is a beautiful white Turkish Angora with the white long fur and the blue eyes.
Okay.
And that pretty cat out there running around.
All right.
You know.
We got a phone call right now. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Hello. Meow.
Oh, boy.
Meow.
Big Kitty's back. Big Kitty's on the phone. Man, oh, man. Bonnie? I really would love to know who's doing this.
I would too.
I honestly, I don't know.
Get down to the bottom of just who this big kitty is.
I know it's not Fredo. I know it's not. Hey, Phil, do you have any idea who this might be by any chance?
I don't have the faintest idea.
Wow. Big Kitty, are you local? Okay.
I'm almost wondering if you got my Gary to do this and change his voice.
I don't know.
And
hey, Fredo, do you have any idea who this might be?
No idea, man. No idea.
Bentley, do you know?
No, sir.
All right. Kitty, are you a male or a female?
Well,
all right.
that sounded like male to
male.
me.
Yeah, it sounded like male.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have kittens that you fathered anywhere?
Well.
Yes. Okay.
Well.
No, that was no. Okay, that was 2 for no.
Okay.
Okay.
You are not the father then.
No, what are you, Maury Povich?
of all these little, stray kitties running around.
Wow.
Big Kitty, do not be responsible for that. Get yourself fixed.
All right. There you go. Like Bob Barker says,
yeah,
what is it?
spay.
Bob Barker says,
Spay and
please
neuter.
remember to get your animals spayed and neutered and help preserve the pet population.
That's right.
Thank
So
you, Bob
long,
Barker.
everybody. Thank you, Bob Barker, for that one. Drew Carey does that now at the end of his shows.
Oh, he is doing that now. Yes,
of course
he
he
is.
has. He's been doing it forever and a day.
He does a pretty good job
Stop
at that
for
show.
stupid news.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
Oh, this music is appropriate for the first story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a Portland man stole a fire truck from the local fire station this past Saturday night and drove 15 miles with the lights flashing to a bar where he was arrested, police said. Dawson Porter, 22 years old, used a piece of lumber to break a window of the fire station and made his way inside the building around 9 o'clock in the evening. Once inside, Porter started a fire truck and drove it right through the station's closed bay doors. Porter switched on the fire truck's emergency overhead lights and headed west toward a bar 15 miles down the highway. Porter said he was driving the fire truck for less than a half an hour when he parked in front of the Fisherman's Bar. The reason he parked in front was because he wanted to get there quickly enough before happy hour ran out. Didn't want to be late.
Well, yeah, everybody's going to get out of his way, especially if he puts that fire alarm on that fire truck.
Yep.
He can get there like really
Yeah.
fast. Everybody just moving to the side, let this man through.
You
he
just
wants
can't
a drink.
make this stuff up.
No. And I guess if you want to go down in a big way, like he did. Stealing a fire
Hey,
truck,
let me
that's
tell you
pretty
something.
huge.
When I want to go down, I always go down in a big way. All the
Yes,
time.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Man,
Go big or go home, they say.
yeah.
That's it, man.
The owner of a brand new $300,000 Lamborghini managed to total his new ride just 20 minutes after leaving the dealership. In all fairness, it wasn't his fault, and it certainly won't be a raging endorsement for Lamborghini. The darn car actually broke down on the highway and was then rear-ended by a van at a very high rate of speed. Photos show the right rear quarter of the mid-engine two-seater entirely crushed and the twin posts of the rollover protection system deployed. Miraculously, only the driver of the van suffered minor injuries. And little piece of information that this vehicle is powered by a 630 horsepower V10 and has a top speed 202 miles an hour when it works.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
You know, that's a prime example of it starting to be the very best day of your life to turning into being the worst day of your life.
Yeah.
How can you go to hot and cold like that?
Well,
and so fast.
That was that was quickly done.
Yeah.
That was very, very quickly done.
He couldn't handle the big engine.
Couldn't handle the big engine. Yes, like Phil says. He could not handle the big engine, without a doubt. That's an awful lot of horsepower, as they say, right, Phil?
Too much horsepower.
Too much horsepower. Let's go to New York City. As New York City emerges from the coronavirus-related lockdown, Michaela Farrell, young lady, took to Brooklyn's Fort Greene Park on Wednesday to lock it down. The 24-year-old resident arrived there at noon to set up a socially distant, mask-required speed dating pop-up, in part to make up for her lost time.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you miss dates? Well, I sure do as heck, she says. She's a puppeteer and a theater professional, she wrote on a sign, which she kept perched against a small table topped with hand sanitizer. Recently, she realized I had not been on a date in a year. In honor of Pride, I am attempting to make up for 52 dateless weekends by going 52 speed dates today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, she's making up for lost time.
Yeah, I would say so. How about that one?
Yeah.
Let's see here. 2 women were arrested on a suspicion of drunk driving. There we go.
Drunk driving.
Yeah, I get my words out. 2 women were arrested on a suspicion of drunk driving after a serious crash, with one finishing off a glass of wine as police arrived. Officers were called to the collision in the early hours of Sunday morning following the accident between 2 vehicles. A white Mercedes had careened into a blue parked Ford Focus car, with both vehicles sustaining significant damage. Police said when they arrived at the scene at around 4:05 in the morning, one of the women was finishing off a glass of wine.
She was. Yeah.
You just simply cannot make this stuff up.
Now, what kind of wine was it? That's the question.
And did she offer any to the officer?
Right.
Yeah. She might have gotten out of the ticket if she offered some to the officer.
Yeah.
And the wine, too.
And some Grey Poupon with this.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. An Arkansas man shot out the front window of a Little Rock pizzeria after arguing with an employee about a perpetrated paucity of toppings on a pie he ordered. According to police, after Brown and a female acquaintance placed an order, Brown became upset about the portion size of the order. Now, specifically, Brown thought he was shortened on his pizza's toppings. Okay. When Brown asked to speak with the manager, the worker called her supervisor and handed the phone to Brown. Brown subsequently threw the phone at the pizza employee, striking her on the side of the face.
My.
After
Wow.
an employee asked Brown to leave, He began arguing and went outside. Brown retreated to his work van and walked back holding a gun. Brown was unable to enter the pizzeria since the worker locked the front door, unable to gain entry. Brown shot out the glass. He shot out the glass to the front door, cops said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Next time they should order the Shaq-a-Roni pizza.
The what?
What?
What? Shaq-a-Roni.
Shaq-a-Roni?
Yeah.
What in God's names is a Shaq-a-Roni?
I think it's created after Shaquille O'Neal. And I'm pretty sure it's like Papa John's or some chain that's advertising it, where there's not an ounce on that pizza without a slice of pepperoni.
Wow.
They're calling it the Shaq-a-Roni. You get it delivered to your doorstep and it's just filled with pepperoni,
Shaq-a-Roni.
Yeah.
Shaq-a-Roni.
Shaq-a-Roni, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain.
Shaq-a-Roni.
I just thought of that.
Francisco treat.
I just thought of that off the top.
Isn't it funny how they got Shaq to sponsor Papa John's now?
Well, he's an owner.
Oh, he's in
Yeah,
ownership
he's an
with
owner.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that he went
Yeah,
in
he's
ownership
the top dog.
with it.
He's
All
the top dog now.
Okay.
Ever since Papa John was ousted.
Yeah, because it's no longer Papa, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well, it's Papa John's. We'll call it Papa Shack.
yeah.
Papa Shack. Bonnie, we're going to go to your home state where a Wisconsin man who threw donuts at a police officer was arrested for DWI has been charged. Joshua Hamry, 22, is only facing a charge for DWI. He said, quote, a police officer said, when I tried to stop the vehicle, the driver held out a bag of black chocolate donuts, dumping several out, hitting my patrol car. The trooper wrote in a probable cause statement, I contacted the driver as he threw his keys out of the window. According to the probable cause, was intoxicated on some kind of drug. The man's bond set at $2,500 with the condition he not consume alcohol while on bail.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, how about that one?
But throwing chocolate donuts out the window.
Yeah.
I love it. That's
Sir, I have a joke.
All right, go ahead.
I adore seafood, especially saltwater taffy. Heyo.
What? That makes no sense.
Is saltwater taffy a seafood?
Well, it's made from salt water. I guess that was the joke he was trying to tell.
Okay.
Yeah. I adore. Wait. What did you say, Bentley? I adore seafood, especially saltwater taffy. Heyo.
We're trying to get to the angle of that one.
Yeah,
and with another.
Sound like something Bob Hope would tell.
I'm lost. I have gotten completely lost. And Phil's snorting on the air.
Oh my!
Phil has a bad habit of snorting on the air when he gets overly excited.
Yeah. It's a big schnoz of mine.
Don't you have a lady friend that snorts too when she laughs? You told me about a lady friend of yours before.
I do. Her name's Petra.
Oh, that's Petra?
Yes, Petra snorts when she laughs.
Is she listening? Is she does she mind that we're
She's
talking
a fan
about
of the
that?
show. No,
Okay.
no, not at all. Not at all. I call her Petey.
Okay.
I call her Petey. She's a sweetheart. I've known her since she's knee high to the waist.
She can
She's a
call
good
in
girl.
and she can call in and then
And snort on the radio
her
for
and
us.
Phil-
Snort, just snort.
with Phil and they can have a little snorting competition.
No, please. People are going to think we're doing illegal drugs on the show, Bonnie. Please stop that.
What time do we lose control of the show?
Up north, we
Yeah.
call it a buck snort.
A what?
A buck snort.
How do you know about that?
When you hear the buck snort in the woods, it's a buck snort.
Can you snort like a buck?
I know I can't.
Can you
How
try?
does a buck snort?
Yeah, how does a buck snort? Can you
kind-
make the sound effect?
Almost.
Or does it cost a buck to snort?
I don't know. 8:21. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by this morning. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. St. Lucie County is closing all public beaches for the 4th of July holiday weekend to limit the spread of the deadly coronavirus. County officials said Wednesday that all beach access points on North and South Hutchinson Island, Fort Pierce Inlet State Park, and Avalon Beach will be closed Friday through Sunday. In addition, beach parking lots will be closed throughout St. Lucie County, including in Fort Pierce. And here's WPTV's John Shaman with the details.
Would you like it toasted?
At Strawberries in Jensen Beach, the pandemic has not put a damper on summer business.
Actually, we've been doing fairly good because everybody is at the beach.
But Deborah Day and her coworkers heard the scoop Wednesday morning that the beaches in St. Lucie County would be off limits starting Friday and through this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to take a big hit probably for that. We was hoping that at least we'd stay open.
Across the plaza at Sunrise Surf Shop,
we're pretty steady right now, but 4th of July is a really big weekend.
Emily Phillips takes pride that as a local business, loyal customers will continue to come despite no beachgoers this weekend.
I really like my job. I want to meet people. I want to see people in here getting, whatever they need.
As word spread that the sand would be shut down, families came out today to beat the heat.
I figured West Palm is closing, so it's no time before it starts closing here.
Others said the closing this weekend isn't too big a deal since they would have avoided the beach on the 4th anyway.
They started down south and just kept going, and from West Palm to Martin County, and we would have gotten everybody.
While the beaches will be closed this holiday weekend, the county says boat.
I ride the bus every day.
Wearing a mask, Esmeen Sharp waits for the number 2 bus.
We are trying to prevent the spread of the virus.
And she isn't taking any chances.
We just have to comply with the rules and the regulation.
They did not come here to die. They came here to do a job and have a career.
Dwight Mattingly, who represents PalmTran operators as a local union president, says a total of 8 PalmTran and PalmTran Connection operators have already tested positive for COVID-19. He believes all operators should receive hazard pay.
Those that work, on the front lines, we've been there for them and put ourselves at risk.
We believe that all of our employees have been heroes in our community.
Todd Bonlaren is an assistant county administrator and negotiating with Mattingly.
As we provided some compensatory time for our employees who've worked during that period of up to 32 hours of time. We think that's something fair that the ATU should agree to. We've offered that to them.
Mattingly told Contact 5 he believes PalmTran is taking the COVID threat seriously by implementing health checks for drivers, sanitizing buses, distributing PPE, rear entry and exit on buses, and of course, requiring masks while on board.
So the challenge is being able to make sure the passengers keep those masks on and wear them when they board the bus.
And when that doesn't happen, Mattingly says operators are instructed to offer a mask, contact dispatch, and continue in service.
We think that we've done a number of things to ensure the safety of our passengers and also our drivers.
Numbers given to Contact 5 by PalmTran show as many as 81 of the public transit system's 332 drivers missed a day of work last week. According to PalmTran, that delayed several routes for one day. PalmTran spokesperson said the typical absentee rate is 35 to 45 drivers and said reasons for the absences are not all due to sick leave. Many are workers' comp, vacation, or FMLA.
We have a high number out on a regular basis now because they're afraid to come to work.
Afraid that they'll catch coronavirus.
Correct. Absolutely.
We have seen no trends that indicate that our drivers are feeling unsafe when they're out there and driving. In fact, we feel it's just the opposite.
Mattingly says absences also lead to more hours behind the wheel for other drivers. A PalmTran spokesperson told Contact 5 3 drivers worked more than 72 hours in a week, which they say is allowed during a state of emergency, but is normally prohibited and against Florida Administrative Code. Is that dangerous?
Yes, it is. If an operator's been behind the wheel too long, they're going to be fatigued and not alert as they should be.
Not aware of any unsafe positions that we put drivers or riders in.
Mattingly and Palm Beach County meeting here Thursday to negotiate and discuss that supplemental pay for drivers. We'll stay on top of the story and let you know what happens. In Palm Beach County, Michael Butchner, News Channel 5.
A U.S. senator is demanding answers from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on his league's relationship with China. In a letter sent Tuesday to Silver, Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee expressed concern over the NBA's dealings with a country governed by a communist regime that has abused human rights. Sports Illustrated obtained a copy of a 2-page letter. Blackburn is giving Silver a July 21st deadline to respond to 3 questions she poses at the letter's end regarding China Central Television's ban on NBA games. News time is 8:27, and weather and traffic together are next.
$8:28 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, nothing is tying up our roadways right here this morning. No accidents. We're not seeing any kind of slowdown. This includes the Turnpike. It includes I-95 for both Martin and St. Lucie counties. There's your latest look at traffic. And in Stewart, we're up to 78. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, cool to mild temperatures and mostly clear skies with light southerly winds. This afternoon, hot and humid with near record highs. Temperatures will reach the low to mid 90s, the heat index in the low 100s, partly sunny skies and light winds out of the south-southwest. Scattered showers and a few strong storms are possible, with the highest rain chances from mid-afternoon through early evening. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:31 the time on the Get Up and Go show. It's time to head out to outer space in a different place where the one and only Randy Siegel is standing by with the latest and greatest report about space. Randy, if you would do us the honors, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. 1985, the Giotto spacecraft from the European Space Agency took flight. Giotto was a European robotic spacecraft mission from the European Space Agency, and the spacecraft flew by and studied Halley's Comet, and in doing so became the first spacecraft to make close-up observations of a comet. The comet the spacecraft received its name from an early Italian Renaissance painter, Giotto di Bondone. He had observed Halley's Comet in 1301 and was inspired to depict it as the Star of Bethlehem in his painting, Adornations of a Magi. Wowzer. Interesting. The astronauts on board the International Space Station yesterday completed their spacewalk at 12:14 p.m. They spent 6 hours and 1 minute outside in order to do repairs as well as to put new cables on. They added a cable on one pair of the station's solar arrays, new batteries that they installed, changing from nickel hydride to lithium-ion batteries, was successfully accomplished in record time. They also had enough time left over to loosen bolts on nickel hydrate batteries that will be replaced to complete the power capacity upgrade on the far starboard truss and complete the station's battery replacement work that began in January 2017 with a series of power upgrades during their spacewalks. Beacon and Cassidy will complete the work during 2 spacewalks later this month. Cassidy and Beacon also routed power and Ethernet cables in preparation for the installation of a new external wireless communication system with an enhanced HD camera and to increase the helmet cam's coverage of future spacewalks. To support further power system upgrades, they also will remove a device called an H-fixture that was installed before the solar arrays were launched to the space station. Kate Rubins, along with her Russian comrades Sergei Rysakov and Sergei Kud-Sverskov, had a press conference from the Johnson Space Center yesterday where they expressed their desire to get into space. And since they're seasoned veterans, they want to get up there and take a running start. And they've been working closely with the crew that's in orbit as they will get ready for their flight in the not too distant future. The Russians plan to launch a Proton-M carrier rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome carrying 2 communication satellites on July 30th. This will be the only Proton launched this year. There are other Protons that were scheduled to be launched, but they've been delayed. The Russian-European Martian landing station, ExoMars, was delayed until 2022. That's the next time that Mars and Earth will line up together. They also will begin work for a Proton launch of a science module to the International Space Station to begin next year. Virgin Galactic is moving steadily to take customers to the edge of space, and is expected to clear the remaining FAA milestones after 1 or 2 more powered test flights. They conducted a test flight over New Mexico where they successfully were able to show that the spacecraft does actually work for suborbital flight. The spacecraft, which is named VMS Eve, was carried underneath, that was the carrier plane, and on board the VSS Unity, which is the one that actually flew, were 2 pilots, Mark Fogger Stuckey and Mike Scrooch Mancuso. They're both commercial astronauts because they have both flown above the 60-mile limit that denotes astronauts. Piloting the VMS Eve were Nicole Pesile and CJ Sturtell, an ex-NASA astronaut. Virgin also has its stock on the market and saw the Virgin Galactic shares rise 6% to close at $16.34. Vertical Research Partners reiterated its buy rating on the stock with a $29 price tag that implies shares will climb to more than 80% from current levels. First time that has been done with a spacecraft. Also, the Mars Perseverance spacecraft that will be headed out to Mars has experienced a delay of a couple of days. The original launch schedule called for it to be launched on July 17th. Well, that spacecraft will now be on to July 20th. There is a possibility of a further delay of a couple of days when they do a dress countdown rehearsal. But we're going to have to see how that plays out, because a 2-year delay will cost NASA an additional $500 million. So the hope is that the Perseverance spacecraft will be able to launch on schedule. The Russians have also announced that they are training women in their space program. Well, maybe not women, but a woman. Yep. The Russians have said they have one woman currently in their space team and that they intend to launch her sometime next year. Russia is hoping that they can also launch individuals on Russian spacecrafts and make money from it. Thus far, the Russians have had 8 flights. They have flown Dennis Tito in 2001, Mark Shuttleworth from the UK in 2002, Greg Olson in 2006, Anusha Ansari, who also has an Iranian heritage, Richard Garriott flew in 2008, Charles Simonet flew twice, 2007 and 2009, and Gaëlle Barthé from Canada in 2009. You may recall that Gaëlle Barthé is the founder of Cirque du Soleil. NASA also did some changes with personnel at their different field centers. Joel Montalbano is the new International Space Station Program Manager. He succeeds Kurt Sherman, who held the position since 2015 and recently announced his retirement. Montalbano had been Deputy ISS Manager since 2012. Before that, he directed NASA's Human Spaceflight Program in Russia and a NASA Flight Director before that. Anna Kinney is the new NASA Director of the Goddard Space Flight Center. She's a space scientist and astronomer. Dave Razanowski, Chief Financial Officer of the Aerospace Corporation. He was NASA's Chief Financial Operator from 2014 to 2017. And lastly, Taryn St. Germain is the new Director of NASA's Earth Science Division. Tomorrow we're going to tell you about a long delay for the Vega and SpaceX destroying spacecrafts. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's the Space Report with Randy Siegel. He's on each and every weekday right here. To you, AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stewart, where Bonnie's standing by with the latest and greatest food to soothe your appetite.
And you know that Mark makes the famous signature sandwiches, but you can always come to Ellie's Deli and have the sandwich made the way you want it. Maybe try on whole wheat, your choice of white, rye, multigrain bread. You can have roast beef and cheddar. Maybe make it maple glazed ham and Swiss. Some oven gold turkey on your sandwich, perhaps. Maybe you want a roasted chicken salad sandwich, and you can have all the add-ons like tomatoes, red onions, maybe alfalfa sprouts are your thing, hot banana peppers, olives, pickles, mustard, anything you want on this amazing sandwich. And with a side order coming with it too, or try a hot bowl of soup at Ellie's Deli. For dessert, might want to take home a half pound of chocolate chip cookies. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio back open, plus they are at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're at 18 Southeast, just off Colorado in Stuart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
It's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold will be opening up this morning at $1,766.70 an ounce, and silver opening up at $17.86 an ounce. That's your Precious Metals Report, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. It's time for news right now. Let's go to the news desk one final time this morning. Here's Bonnie.
Well, masks are now mandatory for employees inside certain businesses where social distancing is not possible. Commissioners met Wednesday for nearly 4.5 hours after delaying the vote for the ordinance Friday. And WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
St. Lucie County is moving forward with new rules for mask wearing. A new ordinance will require all employees in certain businesses within St. Lucie County to wear a mask.
There was confusion in the original ordinance that came out last week that it was going to apply to all of the public. And I think they clarified that confusion today.
Commissioners voted 4-1 Wednesday, passing the order that will only apply to specific shops like restaurants and retail stores. There are also requirements for other businesses where social distancing is not possible.
That doesn't make any sense at all, because if either it's a really serious problem and people's lives are in danger and everyone should have to wear a mask, or not.
People we spoke to said that clarification should have been made at the beginning of the meeting, before public comments.
I am for the masks and social distancing because they've shown to work. But my concern was with the possibilities of a legal and perhaps criminal record for our citizens.
Commissioners decided if caught without a mask, violators could face a fine of up to $125. They say their main goal is to educate and get everyone to comply without the penalty. Derek Lowe, WPTV. News Channel 5.
St. Lucie County is closing all public beaches for the 4th of July holiday weekend to limit the spread of the deadly coronavirus. And John Shaman has all of the details on those beaches.
Would you like it toasted?
At Strawberries in Jensen Beach, the pandemic has not put a damper on summer business.
Actually, we've been doing fairly good because everybody is at the beach.
But Deborah Day and her coworkers heard the scoop Wednesday morning that the beaches in St. Lucie County would be off limits starting Friday and through this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to take a big hit probably for that. We was hoping that at least we'd stay open.
Across the plaza at Sunrise Surf Shop.
We're pretty steady right now, but 4th of July is a really big weekend.
Emily Phillips takes pride that as a local business, loyal customers will continue to come despite no beachgoers this weekend.
I really like my job. I want to meet people. I want to see people in here getting, whatever they need.
As word spread that the sand would be shut down, families came out today to beat the heat.
I figured West Palm is closing, so it's no time before it starts closing here.
Others said the closing this weekend isn't too big a deal since they would have avoided the beach on the 4th anyway.
They started down south and just kept going, and from West Palm to Martin County, and we would have gotten everybody.
While the beaches will be closed this holiday weekend, the county says boat ramps will remain open. In St. Lucie County, John Shaman, WPTV.
And lastly, more than 6,500 new coronavirus cases bring the statewide total to almost 159,000 and another 45 fatalities. And the death toll is up to 3,550 for Florida. And add former Pittsburgh Steelers coach Bill Cowher and his wife to the list of celebrities who've battled the coronavirus. They actually experienced symptoms in March but didn't get tested. A month later, though, they tested positive for antibodies. Bill and his wife lost their senses of smell and taste after returning from a big trip to Hawaii. After landing at Newark Airport, they spent several days in New York, and that's where he thinks they got it. News time is 8:47. Weather and traffic together are next.
$8:48 the time on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
We are still looking at a good-looking ride, and it's really been that way all morning. Everything running smoothly. There's your latest look at traffic. And 83 right now in Stewart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning here on the Treasure Coast, cool to mild temperatures and mostly clear skies with light southerly winds. This afternoon, hot and humid with near record highs. Temperatures will reach the low to mid 90s, the heat index in the low 100s, partly sunny skies and light winds out of the south-southwest. Scattered showers and a few strong storms are possible, with the highest rain chances from mid-afternoon through early evening. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Glenn Glazer on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
that time of the morning where we hop in our cars and we make a trip up the road. Oh, I'd say probably 75 miles away. It's time to go to the home office and retrieve what rightfully belongs to Phil from Phil's Notebook. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, it's time for the top 10.
Good morning, and thank you, Evan. And from the home office of Yeehaw Junction, Florida, perfect for the 4th of July weekend, top 10 rejected amendments to the Constitution. Top 10 rejected amendments to the Constitution.
Boy, you better tread lightly.
There is no more perfect document in government than the Constitution, but here are the rejected amendments to the Constitution. Number 10, President may not use Army and Navy to get back at a guy who beat him up in junior high school.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Number 9, gives vote to dogs who, quote, think they're people.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we had those talking dogs this morning. All morning.
Okay.
Number 8, when the flag passes by, everyone must open their eyes as wide as they can and say, golly.
You're not Gomer Pyle.
Never said I was.
That reminds me of Andy Griffith when Gomer Pyle went in the Marines.
All right.
Number 7, third house of Congress must be filled by really fat guys. Number 6, if president and vice president die suddenly, office shall be filled by People magazine's sexiest man alive.
Okay.
Number 5, all citizens must point and laugh at people who hoard ink pens.
Great. Yeah. Well, Rachel, beware.
I'm already following the rule.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm laughing at you, Rachel.
Jeez, you're going to get him in trouble, man.
I know, right?
Just going to crawl under
All
the
right, this
counter.
is top 10 rejected amendments to the Constitution. Number 4, the national bird must be served on a bun, never on a stick.
Okay.
Number 3, each state will have the right to claim that they have the hottest looking babes who subscribe to AARP magazine. Only $6.99 a year. See website for details.
Oh, it went down $10. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Number 2, damage deposit of $25 required for renting White House for keg parties. And number 1, the president can change his last name as often as he likes. And there's your top 10 list.
Oh, there you go. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very timely.
Now, I have a little something that I want to do. I have the top 5 signs your next door neighbor is really Batman. Top 5 signs your next door neighbor is really Batman.
Only if you want him to be.
Yeah. Something I should know about you, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Something.
Is Brian, what you got like a little thing of Brian Wayne dressed as Batman coming to save you?
Wow.
No, I'm into Spider-Man more.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have a phone call. Hold on. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this? Oh, that must have been the
Oh,
cat.
they hung up.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, top 5 signs your next door neighbor is really Batman. Number 5, he introduced himself as Bruce Schwain. Bruce Schwain. Number 4, the last 3 people to his house looked remarkably like a Joker and a penguin. Okay. Number 3, only guy in the neighborhood with a bat dog.
A bat dog.
A bat dog.
A dog with wings, right?
No.
I could picture that.
Batman doesn't have wings. He has a cape.
Oh, that's right. So little doggy has a cape and
Yes.
instead of the fluttering wings.
I have no joke. I just like to say bat dog.
Yeah, bat dog. Number 2, always goes into his house through the second floor window.
Uh-huh.
Jeez.
Yeah. Had to get the timpani rolling there. And number 1, always getting packages from, quote, tights for men. And there's your top 5 signs your next door neighbor is really Batman.
I'm wearing tights right now.
That's a visual I don't want to
And
see.
if he's bringing those packages in really fast, might really be tights in there.
Wow.
Because he's embarrassed to see
Well,
you have
you know,
them.
when wearing tights, you must have a package.
Yes, this is true. Anyway, moving right along. I was a fan of Batman actually when I was a child.
Yeah.
I used to be
Yeah.
obsessed with Batman.
Did you ever go where Adam West was and, get his autograph and see the Batmobile
No.
in person?
No, never did.
Never were able to do that.
I took a picture of my daughter next to the Adam West Batmobile.
Oh,
Really?
did you?
Yeah,
I
it was
had
at
this-
out Moroso. It was really cool.
I had this thing for Batman when I was a kid. It was like
I
it was
did too.
obsessive.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I had this best friend that lived across the street from me in New York when I was a child. His name was Herbie Mates. He's since passed away, took his own life, unfortunately. He had mental illness. But I would always go over to his house
Yeah.
and play with his Batmobile because my parents would not buy me my own Batmobile.
Were they too poor?
My parents?
Yeah.
No. We weren't a poor family.
Then why wouldn't they buy you the Batmobile?
No, just because they didn't want me to have a Batmobile.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Poor. No.
You know, I got to meet Burt Ward and have an autographed book by him.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Somebody's at your door, Phil.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
All right, folks, we're out of here. That's a wrap for the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Phil, have a great day. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Bentley, have a great day. Go get some breakfast, all right?
Okay.
Make sure and Fredo, take the boys out for breakfast as well. In fact, I'll have Bentley pay for it, okay?
Okay. Bentley, get your wallet out, boy.
All right. Very good. And that's a wrap for us, Bonnie. Chow mein.
Honduras.
And Arriva Dirty, the words of Ellen DeGeneres.
Be kind to one another.
We're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. We'll be back tomorrow, the Friday edition.